Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another Mulberry Villa Creativerse video. So, as you can see here, I've been working on the bridge house. I've got it, whoop, I'll just back off there so the claim border vanishes. I've done the walls and I've done the detail on the outside on this side. And I went with the stacked stone wall here. So thanks for the feedback on that, guys, although honestly, gotta say, I was pretty much siding with that as soon as I'd placed it down. It's a stone block I always forget about for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but I still have a blank spot for it, and I really need to get into using it more. I decided to bring these out by one block, and this out, so I could do these kind of stairs and give it just a little bit more texture, because I felt otherwise it looked a bit flat. And yeah, I'm kind of liking the way it's coming together. Let's see here. I'll just back off a little bit more so you can see. Now, if you look at the windows, the two windows here, I'm kind of caught in a conundrum between two designs. Now, it's not the shape. There's only one thing. It's the top piece here, just where my cursor is. I'm kind of caught between doing the slabs on the top or the roof blocks. And it's kind of like, the roof blocks kind of, you'd want something maybe to direct rain a little bit away from the window or something. It's going to have glass in it, but right now it's kind of convenient for kind of getting into the base because I don't have an entrance. But yeah, so I'd like your opinion, guys, on what one is best, because I'm kind of torn on it. I'm possibly leaning slightly more towards the slabs, but I'm really not decided yet because these give it more 3D texture and more color variance, so it's kind of a nice idea. So yeah, I'm really not very sure. Let's see. Oh, okay, I fell. It's a real acrobatics trick getting into the base right now. Oh, yes, we made it. Because I need to build. The entrance is going to be part of kind of a tower, so it's going to have to be built later. So yeah, here's the inside, and I've kind of mainly just done the floor. I've gone with the wood gravel wall, and that's actually so far my favorite floor block for wooden structures. It's a really beautiful and worn looking wood block, because if you have wood plank floors and they're not really heavily varnished, and generally often even if they're varnished, they will get kind of worn and polished, and they will kind of take on this appearance eventually, especially if they get very old. And as I'm doing kind of an old-fashioned thing, I like the things to not look too new. Like these blocks here, and the wood floor blocks. Do I have them? Oh, yes, I do. Just for comparison. This to me looks like that one kind of looks like, that kind of looks more like wood wall, as in, it hasn't been kind of brushed against too many feet, it's not too worn. This, however, to me, just looks like a massive chunk of raw, untreated, pale African mahogany, to me. That's actually what it makes me think of. It doesn't look like it's part of a finished product. It looks like it's a material that's about to be kind of chopped to size and varnished and made into these planks here. So, ooh, interesting. I've got that glitch again. This happens sometimes where you actually have like a. If I got that, it'll come back. So yeah, I prefer these for floors. I've gone with this little kind of carpet here. I've gone the red carpet around and the decorative wood wall as the interior. And yeah, I kind of like that. Now, the next step, I've been kind of needing a place to sleep for a while. So all I'm going to do is kind of have this down here in kind of an alcove. Oops. You let me place you there. Good. So I'm going to be doing a little bit like this. And I was thinking of going, just having kind of like this across. So you kind of come round and then it is in there. Yeah, I like that. That works. And yeah, Oh, I think I've got... Is that another block missing thing? No, that's actually a missing block. I've been getting a little bit of block lag here. But it's nothing major, so it's no real problem. And I guess if I'm going to do it like that... What do I go like this? Across the top, maybe? Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Okay, so... The next part of this is I am going to have... Whoops... beams in the ceiling. I'm not entirely sure how to do the kind of base part of the ceiling because I'm kind of very low on space, and I'll have to do some trickery with slabs, I believe. But I might end up leaving a fair amount of the roof kind of not too heavily molested. Now, let's see. What was my system for this? I think it was something like this, wasn't it? So just these two planks. So I kind of played around with a few designs and came up with a concept that I liked. So I could kind of show you it implementation, because I really don't like, for some reason, do let me know what you think about this, guys, but it doesn't feel right to me making a video which is just talking about things I've built. To me, it feels like I should build something on the video so there's actually something happening. But tell me, guys, what you like, because, you know, if you're getting tired of a certain way I'm doing videos, because I'm still kind of trying to find a balance. I'm constantly learning. I mean, I think anything like this, any creative project, you can never afford to kind of, I don't know, rest on your laurels, I guess. You can never afford to get comfortable with your process. You always have to be changing things and going, well, look, I can do this differently. So, but yeah, that's working. I like that. Makes it look like it needs to be kind of... Because, you know, we are a big hollow bridge. It needs a lot of support. I mean, you know, in the real world, this would need to be a lot more sturdy, probably, to actually work. Especially if there are cars going over the top. But, you know, we can work with a few kind of fantasy sensibilities here. Now, there won't be anything going across there because of that. I guess I could put something like this in here, so that wall's even. Now, what was this going to line up with here? That, so that wouldn't work. Interesting. There's some interesting things going on with this build here. Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking I'd probably do smaller windows in here, maybe. Or I could actually just do a bay window style thing if I felt the inclination. And maybe let's try this out as a concept. And now I need those other wood blocks, the wood wall. Okay, so let's place these down here. Oh, problem. Yes, okay. I don't want the wood outlines to overlap because that's where the slabs will be on the outside. So this guy... Would it be okay just having 3 small windows? I'll try it out and see. Definitely want windows. That's the thing with this. I'm kind of designing this bit on the go because I wasn't really sure what to do with these windows. And it'd be a bit awkward to get to the slabs on the outside. See, I might even have the ingredients to make... Oh, I do. Excellent. Let's just make a few of these guys. What was I short of there? The wood rod. I'm pretty sure I've got more of those. Oh god, I always find this happening. Sometimes it looks like it places right and it kind of rotates or kind of flashes back to a previous state and it's not aligning properly anymore. One thing I wish about these windows is I wish there was a less opaque glass, because this is really kind of oddly cloudy glass. It's like, it looks almost as if, you know, you know, this wouldn't work scientifically, but it almost looks as if there's some milk in the mix of this glass. It really is quite strange. But yeah, we'll try that out as an idea and see if it kind of works out. Now, this big open space here, I'm not quite sure what to do with this. I might have like a table and some chairs and things. But right now, I was mainly focused on getting kind of the basic structure going. So one thing I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do is pretty much consistently have a slab along here, because that kind of gap in the roof is a bit too evocative of the bridge above. So I'm going to need something there. Now, yeah, it was good today actually, because there was a lot of us, a few of us were actually kind of on at the same time, so I actually got to talk, because it's been, a lot of the people on this server are in America or Australia, and I'm there in the middle in Ireland, so it's kind of difficult for us all to be on at the same time, sometimes. Yeah, I'm actually kind of liking that. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting to be quite homely in here. Okay, so I am going to cut a little bit, get a few more resources, make some more windows, and we'll have a look at those windows from the outside. See you in a minute. Okay, so here we are, and yes, these windows are looking good. I'm liking them at least. So, let's see, what's going to be our easiest route back? I do need to get a little bit more kind of mobility in this area. See, if I'll just tear down some blocks, doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter if those river walls kind of change a little bit. Now, I've put in the windows here, so I guess I'll give you guys a look at that too. And yeah, I'm liking it. In the end, you know, the glass looks a little bit cloudy from the inside, but it looks right from the outside. And I guess that is a thing which is actually really hard to do in video games. It's difficult to account for the way the human eye works and differing levels of light from within a window to outside. So, you know, say if you're in a house and you're inside, kind of in the day, especially kind of if it's in the daytime, it's kind of reversed night, but in the daytime, you know, you look out a window and there's not too much in the way of glaring light from within to reflect, so you see out really easily. And if they're outside, it's going to be a lot of basically the sky and other things, you know, trees, other buildings reflected in the glass. So it's actually, they can see in, of course you can see in a window, but it's a bit harder and a bit less clear, usually. So I can see how the way they've done the windows makes it look really good and realistic from kind of outside, but it's at the same time difficult when the exact same appearance applies from within, and it's very difficult to have that work. It's you know, especially in a game of this kind of graphical style where we haven't gone kind of AAA realistic graphics, so we don't have like complex reflection and shadows and lighting engines going on all over the place to make these things look good. So it's very difficult to make it work. So yeah, but I guess I think maybe they should be slightly more transparent, or maybe there should be kind of like a refined glass window that is a little bit more transparent, because old-fashioned windows would be kind of pretty difficult to see through, and kind of be more, you know, the first glass windows would be almost more of a way of letting light in than visibility, as it were. So here we go. That's looking good. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys some stuff going on in the central city, because some things have been going on. There's been lots of building going on. The wall is looks to me to be getting kind of within visibility of completion. We've got kind of one side mainly left to do, but the rest of it seems to be kind of coming along pretty well. Costs so much iron, though. I've donated a bit myself, but I think it's really kind of straining a lot of people's iron resources. But it's good like that when you get a project done. This library has seen a second floor and a third floor be put in, and it's looking quite nice. Oh wait, I didn't see this last time. There's even an attic space. Oh, nice. Oh, that might have been put in maybe while I was down building earlier on today. And here is Tuandor's fountain. They went with the diamond design in the end, but here we go, and wow, it's looking fantastic. Like these diamond blocks on the floor here are very glaring to my eyes, but the main fountain structure itself in the center is looking amazing. Especially what I really like is, you know, the idea. This is a circle, then the central fountain is a square, but it's a diagonally positioned square, and that just makes it look really, really interesting from any angle. That's some really good building there. And I believe he's going to be doing a video on that sometime in the next day or two. However, he gave me permission to show off here because, you know, he often ends up having to delay videos because of having kids and stuff, and, you know, it's good to be able to get out there and get seen. Now, ooh, where was it? Oh yeah, here we are, the castle. How did I miss that? This is another kind of project. It's kind of Mulberryman's idea, but he's got a Viola, ED, or EDGaming on YouTube, kind of building it and choosing and helping people choose what kind of designs to go for. It looks like it's going to be pretty big, pretty interesting. He's got a load of signs down. Ooh, oh, I like that. That's cool. It's got a load of signs down, kind of showing you which kind of area is going to be for what, workroom, and... Oh, interesting. Every fluid in the game. Nice! Ooh. I hadn't seen that before. Maybe that was built since I was last here. But yeah, so... This is another one of the kind of the community voting projects. So what we've got going on is things like, as you'll see over here, you know, people put their votes, like the towers here being put as an example to pick blocks for the main castle walls, use signs, put the signs to whichever side you want. I voted for the stacked stone wall here, because I seem to be getting a bit obsessed with that stuff. And it looks like it's clearly winning, because it doesn't seem like anyone's gone for the stone floor. Now, the stone floor, I think, doesn't tile as well as the stacked stone floor over large, flat areas. I think it's better used as an accent. That's how I've used it so far. Oh, yeah, one more thing to show. I don't know who built it, but whoever did a really nice job. Is this teleport tower. And it's just kind of teleporting out, teleporters to get to interesting places. I guess for the most part, no one's going to need teleports out to their home because that's where they're going to usually have their touchstone. But if anyone's got any kind of secondary builds or stuff, or there's useful biomes or locations, it's a good place to do that. And as well, it might be good to have a teleporter going out from here to someone's base in case someone's moved their touchstone as well. That's pretty cool, and it looks awesome. The lighting is actually really, really cool. And I just love the structure. It's very interesting. Yeah, we've got a few teleporters in so far. Oh, the glass in here is so opaque, this glass, that it's kind of difficult to see where I'm going. And it's actually, one possibility is maybe I should replace the windows in my base with this kind of glass, but my thought on it is maybe it wouldn't look 3D enough. I kind of like it being in a pane rather than a block. But anyway, there we go. Now, there's one last thing I want to show in here. And that is a project which I've been given lead on. So as you see, kind of like, Mulberryman's been doing the library, Tuandor's been leading this project. We've all kind of been contributing to the wall, and Avila's leading this project. So yeah, it's kind of each person gets given a project to lead, and then they kind of ask the community what they want to happen here. There is a kind of river starting here, and people were kind of debating on whether to just cover it over or do something with it. And in the end, we decided it'd be best to actually incorporate it into the city. So they thought, well, why don't we have like a fount here for the water to be coming out of, and what should we do? So people were suggesting ideas like lion and fish. So people were going, okay, so who's going to do that? And I said, hey, you know, I'd like to have a project to lead. So they've given me this project to build. So it's voting left for a fish and voting right for a lion. So far, fish is winning, but I would like you guys' opinions as well. So tell me what you would like, a fish head here or a lion head here for the water to come out of. And we'll see what gets the most votes. Honestly, I'm kind of pleased with either build, so I'll pretty much go with whatever everyone else wants to happen here. But yeah, it's looking good. I'm probably going to end up being the one to do the gate out here, unless I guess someone else comes up with a cool idea to do. So yeah, I'll just go outside the gate here. People have done a little interesting gate zone here as well. This is kind of a recessed area in the wall. And this is kind of interesting and cool. What would be cool, does this river link up? Oh, yes, it does. It's, in fact, the same river. That's interesting. So that river coming out actually gives us a little bit of a miniature moat. That's kind of cool. Yeah. I like that. So that's going to be cool, because this is a little island, so wherever like roads go from here, there's probably going to be like a bridge going across here. That'll be interesting. Anyway, guys, I am going to cut. One last thing I want to get done in this video is I want to have an entrance to my base. I'm sick of burglarizing myself, breaking and entering through my own windows. So I am going to go away, come up with an idea for adding an entrance, maybe do like the very first bit that would kind of show you where the tower is going to be, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay guys, so here we are, back at the bridge house, and I've come up with a little idea. I thought I would, rather than, I most likely will have an entirely internal entrance to the tower as well, but I'd like to have this little walkway here. So often as you go in, because I'm going to have a tower here, as I mentioned in the first video, which is going to be kind of where the main entrance to this house is kind of situated. So when you come in, you can kind of walk along here, and it just gives you a bit of an outside view. And as I've said many times before, I'm kind of obsessed with little paths and walkways and stuff in builds, so this kind of suits my style. Now let's have a look. There's only one slight issue with it, and that is that I'm just not sure. Maybe it looks a little bit too complex from underneath. So I kind of use slabs and stairs, and maybe it's overbuilt. I know I do that sometimes. But anyway, roughly kind of the middle, just there, is going to be where the kind of entrance to the tower is going to be, and the tower going to be going up here. And I'd like to maybe have an exit down here as well, so that I can do some stuff down here at the water's edge. That will be kind of probably... the next video is probably going to be focusing mostly on the project I've got in the city, but I'll probably do some stuff here as well. We'll see how that goes. But, you know, as I've been given a project, whoops, that has to kind of take priority, I think. But yeah, I'll see. See, I've got a few ideas for the tower. It should come out quite nice. One thing I'd like to do eventually, once more people have gotten established and kind of have decided on how big their builds are going to be, because right now there's a lot of places, if I look on the map, where, say, there's like one claim here, but maybe he'll like branch out to like 4 or 5, who knows, like one claim here, one claim here. Like this guy here, he's kind of like Avila Ed. He's kind of branched out, and this guy's branching out too. But once everyone's kind of gotten to the point where they're probably not going to be getting too much bigger, I'd like to start doing paths around the world, so that, you know, if you just wanted to take a stroll rather than teleporting, you could just kind of go, oh, I'm going to go for a walk in the country, and kind of walk along a path, and eventually end up at someone else's base, and I could kind of have it signposted and stuff. I thought that would be a nice touch to add to the world. Let me know what you think, guys. So yeah, I thought I might do that. I'll ask the people in the like Mulberryman and Tuandor if they'd kind of like to see something like that. I expect. One other topic. As I said before, I did ask Mulberryman what the conditions are for joining the world if you're interested, if you're looking for a world to play in. So he said currently he doesn't actually have any specific kind of criteria. It's pretty much either someone asks and he decides to let them in, or someone else vouches for someone and he lets them in. He doesn't really have kind of like any kind of process. He's just kind of letting people in on a case-by-case basis. So if you want to send him a message, I guess you can. He has said he's open to new people coming into the world, but I'm, you know, he probably won't let in like 100 people overnight, but, you know, I guess if it's possible if you messaged him and had kind of like a, you know, gave a description of yourself and, you know, why you'd like to be in the world and stuff like that, then you might have a decent chance if you want to get involved. I say this mostly because I've been getting a lot of people asking if they can play in my single-player Creativerse world, and I'm kind of still having to turn people down because that world is old and does not have the claim system. Even though it's updated, the claim system was only something that was available on a world reset, and I didn't want to reset my world yet because I'm still doing loads of builds there. So it's kind of difficult for me to let random kind of internet people, as it were, into my world because I can't really control what they do. I either let them build everywhere, or I don't let them build at all. And not letting them build at all, you know, that would be kind of pointless. All they'd be able to do is walk around the world, and maybe some people want to do that, but no, you know, it's not really playing in the world, and that's what people have been asking to do, so yeah. So I thought a good alternative would be if people were interested, then maybe they could ask Mulberryman to join this world. That might be one solution. Because you'd get still, you know, it's a compromise, but it's still something. Because you know, I just don't want to risk you know, damage to my project right now. Later on, once more things are done, you know, and especially if there's like a world backup feature, I think that is a very important thing for Playful Corp to incorporate. Is some way for people like myself who have projects which are kind of long-term and important to them, that they can back up their world, so that if I did let a load of people in and they completely destroyed the place, I could just go, okay, well, I'll just revert to yesterday. And this wouldn't be anything that had to be on kind of Playful Corp's shoulders either. All they'd need to do is let me download the world data, and then later on upload it to replace the world data in my current world. So it wouldn't be like extra storage on their part, just extra functionality. I'd be completely happy keeping my backups on my own hard drive. I mean, you know, I've like been a Minecraft player for a long time. I'm used to having like 60 different kind of backups for different parts of the world on my hard drive. So that's absolutely fine for me. But yeah, I hope that happens. But unless something like that happens, I don't think I can let people into my solo world. So it will be, if you want to play with me or kind of get closer to the builds I do, then you can maybe ask Mulberryman if you can join this world. I can't guarantee anything, but it's a start at least. Anyway, guys, I'm going to finish up here. I think I might be approaching the 30-minute mark, and I've been rambling for a while. I don't want to keep you. So, yeah, please check back in on the next video. Let me know what you think about the questions I asked earlier. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave any feedback you want, and I will see you next time.